Thanks for tuning in to another All the Feelings joint.
Want to skip those pesky ads and get early access?
Become a member at allthefeelings.fun/join and discover all the other great perks that come with it.
Jazz.
All the Feelings presents
Still Adulting.
this episode.
Food stuff.
Oh my goodness, season 11, Pete, I can't believe it.
I can't either, Tom. We're back. We are recording. You'll have to believe it because I'm not going to stop talking at you for the next, 45 minutes. I'm very excited to be here for All the Feelings, season 11. It's about time.
Yes, we had a nice break. If you were a Feeling Friends, you had the break with us. You had some special episodes. If you're with the free feed, welcome back. We love you so much. And with this season, we are continuing last season's topic, which was adulting. The idea of what did we think adulting was going to be, being an adult was going to be, how did we get it wrong, how did we get it right, how are we continually getting it wrong, and how we're actually still 4-year-olds. Is that about...
That's exactly how I would have put it. I don't know how you got that word for word, but that's exactly how I think about it. Yeah.
And so we have a whole raft of other topics that plague adult people. And as usual, we want to hear from you. If you have thoughts about episodes, if you have suggestions for future episodes, questions, concerns, anything like that, Pete, where do they go?
Allthefeelings.fun, Tom. That's a real URL, and it's not disgusting in any way. It's allthefeelings.fun. Yes, .fun is real. That's a real thing. You can type into your browser and visit allthefeelings.fun, and you'll get to our show page. And we'd love you to be there. Go hang out there. Yeah. All right.
But in the meantime, we are talking about the culinary arts for this episode. Cooking, meals, cooking for one, solo cooking. Cooking before you die, all of these things.
Right.
And I think, do you want to go first, Pete?
Yeah, I think it's me. I think this is a me thing. I'm going to go first, and then you're going to go after me in order. Deal. All right.
Subset 1.
Grocery shopping.
Tom, I do like to cook. In fact, you could say I love cooking.
Oh, why don't you marry it?
But when we got married, my wife and I, Kira.
Oh, that's why.
We had...
You're already taken. Asked and answered.
When we got married, there was sort of a deal that we made. And of course, when we were courting, I was doing everything I could to make a good impression. And so do you want to go to the grocery store? Yes, let's do couples grocery storing. And I'd go to the grocery store, and secretly, I really didn't care for it. I don't care for grocery stores. We'll talk more about that in a minute.
Oh, okay.
But the trade-off was she notoriously hates laundry. And so for 26 years, we've had a division of labor that includes I do the laundry, she does the grocery shopping. And in that time, I think my disdain for the grocery store experience has calcified. It's even worse. I don't care for grocery stores. And I think it's because, and I pose this as a question to you, when you cook, do you and you have to go to the grocery store, do you see ingredients for what you're cooking? Like, or do you see just outcomes? Like in your head, do you have like, I'm going to make this, what's going to be on my plate is what I see the ingredients for here? Or do you just see products?
I don't know. I'm sorry to be a roadblock for the very first question on season 11, but do I see products or do I see ingredients? I don't know if I understand the difference.
Well, here's the thing.
Please.
If I have a meal that I'm cooking for, right, that I am cooking toward, then I can see a list of ingredients and I can go to the store and eventually find those ingredients. But
right? Yeah.
If I don't have a meal, like if I just need to go do weekly shopping, I just see a list of unrelated labels that
100%.
don't, and I don't know what any of those products are best at, right? Like it's not that I don't like vegetables per se. I'll eat a good vegetable. It's just that most of the vegetables in the vegetable area don't have job descriptions. I don't know
Right.
what the hell is like what do I do with rutabaga and kohlrabi and bok choy, and like they're not food. They're
Sure.
like Instagram content, right?
Right.
Like I don't know
Yeah.
what to do with them. So I know things like apples and bananas, they've got great PR. I know exactly what to do with those.
Sure.
I can just eat them. But once you hit that robust produce wall, it's just culinary improv. And if I don't know what I'm going to eat for the week, I can't plan for the week. And I'm terrible at thinking about what I'm going to eat for like next meal plus one. Like it's almost lunchtime as we record this, and I have a pretty good idea what I'm going to eat for lunch. No idea what dinner is going to bring.
See,
So how can I plan for it?
now I understand your question, and I'm definitely side in one part, which is I go in with a plan.
Okay.
I'm never browsing. I'm never browsing in the shopping. Sometimes I'll pick something up that seems like fun, but no, I'm going in with an exact plan of ingredients of what I need for what I get for that thing. And I'm actually talking about cooking for just myself. So I'll be talking about my experience with that. But yeah, no, I don't. So I don't really have that like freeze up thing of wait, I'm just looking at an enormous store filled with options and I don't know what to pick because I've already chosen. Probably based on some TikTok I saw, honestly. Yeah.
Well, I think that's really important. And I bring up my wife and my roles because she has a very different take on it. She likes to plan too, but she also has a very intimate relationship with ingredients. Like she knows what these ingredients are best at. So she can improvise in the kitchen in a way that I cannot. She can just say, here's a recipe. This is the thing. Here's a recipe with 10 ingredients, and we maybe have 6 of them. And she'll make it anyway, because 6 is that line. She'll take 4 core ingredients that we don't have and figure out how to make it anyway. And that, my eyes are like star-studded when I see that. I am so impressed by that. And it further highlights how far I am from it and why I get paralyzed in the grocery store.
I love this. And I was actually going to I'm going to bring part of what I was going to talk about up here to talk about it with you. Because, what she's doing is she's playing jazz. it's not the ingredients, it's what the ingredients
grocery
are.
Jazz.
Whereas I, at best, am a sous chef. I need everything spelled out.
Yeah.
Like everything, I'm following exact ingredients. I have huge recipe anxiety. And so I look at it and I look at it again and I look at it again because I'm in awe of people that can just like, what is it? Oh, Will Smith in 6 Degrees of Separation, when he just opens the fridge and he's like, hey, why go out? You got all this stuff. And he has like an onion and a half of a jar of mayonnaise and he makes this beautiful dinner. Like being able to just throw things together, I have no instinct for. And the reason I have recipe anxiety is because I look at it, I don't have the common sense, or at least the courage, not the confidence to not know, well, obviously it's not 3 tablespoons, it's 3 teaspoons.
Yeah.
Like because I don't know what things are supposed to taste like. I know what they taste like at the very end. And I have straight up ruined recipes because I mistook something. And I also, and I don't mean to take over your segment, of course, but I also can't fix things because I don't have a general knowledge for it. So if like a sauce over reduces and it's a salty mess, it's going in the sink and I'm ordering in. That's it. Because I don't know how to do anything. Yeah. So I love that she can do that. And I've had meals at your place. She whipped together a beautiful poke bowl. It was actually the first poke bowl I'd ever had in my life. And it was remarkable.
Yeah.
So I can't do any of that. So I'm very impressed.
That is me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I am stunned. And this is a nice little Easter egg to see if she ever listens to the podcast. I'll bet in 2 years she'll come in and give me a hug and a kiss and thank me. So here's I think when we look at the misery that is the lenticular postcard of grocery store mapping, then you get to like how to actually find things in the grocery store. And it just levels up my anxiety. I go in and I look at, first I usually go in and it's like, vegetables. That's where I lean in on vegetables. And then it's aisles that are ostensibly labeled, but they're all labeled so high I'm walking around with my neck craned up, and none of the things seem to relate to one another, right? And so to become a proficient shopper, you have to lean into this exercise of memory that is learning that store. And if you go to a different store, it is a new exercise, because each store only appears to reward repeat customers while punishing outsiders.
Yep.
Right? There's nothing I've said yet that feels like a lie to you, because this is my experience. They reorganize just often enough to keep you on your heels, to keep you unstable. And I think that's because they want you to buy extra stuff. If they keep reorganizing, you have to pass stuff all the time that you might not normally pass and think, oh, I'll just throw that in the cart.
Right. What I like and what I mean is, like, I hate it because it's so devious. Rules and like strategies of grocery stores remind me of rules and strategies in Vegas casinos. Yeah. Like, they pump oxygen in and there's no clocks and you can't ever see a door. So you feel like you're just locked in there. In this, all the most expensive stuff is right at height, just where your head is at. All the cheap stuff is way low because they don't want you bending over. All the most expensive children's cereals are right at a child's height. Milk and stuff that you need every time is at the far corner. So you have to walk through everything. I gotta say and then the switch 'em ups where I'm just like in a daze and I walk right towards the thing and all of a sudden I'm just holding like bok choy, and I was like, this is supposed to be Band-Aids. What's happening? It's terrifying.
Well, that's because when they stock the foods, there is some strategy, but there's also like where my brain expects products to be organized by adjacent function, right? It's mostly organized by adjacent vibes. And so you never quite get to that functional utility.
They want you to browse. That's exactly. I never thought about it that way. Yeah, they want you to graze over every single aisle. Yeah.
So the meta architecture of the grocery store, the Kroger industrial complex, is the antagonist of my shopping experience.
Okay.
It's the Mr. Glass. In my shopping experience, right? Yeah. It's sitting there and it's architecting my path, and the fact that I should have brought my neck brace because I'm looking up, I don't know where anything is, and all of the people who are working at the grocery store are way too busy to help me. And it's not that they wouldn't when I do ask for help, they're very nice, and they often do that thing where they're like, "Hey, follow me. I'll literally lead you like the Pied Piper." And you're the rat in this scenario, and I'm going to lead you through the store, little rat, and I'm going to take you and show you where it is, because I also know that we're in a place of misery together. And we're going to have to just agree that this is it. So I'm going to help you because I know how bad it is. They're very nice, but they all look so busy all the time that I am afraid to interrupt them, because what if my interrupting them makes it worse for everybody? They'll put Band-Aids on the bok choy shelf again, and that screws it up for you. I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
All right. Third point. You go into the grocery store and you think, you know what I'm really in the mood for? I'm in the mood for that one thing, that one special thing that I used to get. And you go to where it used to be and it's not there. Do you have, you're do you have one in your mind? Do you have a thing in your mind?
Oh,
that you might?
Yeah. Well, this is a big thing that happens at Trader Joe's, of which I am weirdly literally surrounded by Trader Joe's where I live. They built a Trader Joe's, I think, inside of a Trader Joe's. They're following the Starbucks model. But yeah, I'll go right where that special sauce is, or that thing that only Trader Joe's makes. And
it's gone.
Yep.
And Trader Joe's, as an aside, their get out of jail free card is, that's seasonal.
Right.
Why?
What are you talking about?
Is this goddamn barbecue sauce, Sriracha barbecue sauce, a seasonal product?
Yeah.
We don't eat sauce throughout the year.
Yeah.
What are you doing right now?
It's seasonal. Ketchup?
Yeah, right.
Ketchup is an all-year food.
That is, they're just jerking you around seasonal.
Yeah.
Trader Joe's has its own subset of
Sure.
animosity. I think this is a little bit of an aside, and it's related to something I'm going to talk about later. But for me, it's the Snackwell's Devil's Food, low-fat Devil's Food cookie.
I think we've talked about these. These sound familiar. I've never had them. Go ahead.
It would not surprise me if we've talked about them, because I am obsessed with this cookie. I'm obsessed.
Do the whole name again. I feel like I interrupted you.
Snackwell's low-fat Devil's Food cookie.
Devil's Food cookie. Okay,
So it's like a Devil's Food cake, and there's a very thin inner layer of marshmallow around it, and then a thin layer of chocolate around that. And it's kind of squeezy. The chocolate is smooth and hard enough that when you squeeze it a little bit, it cracks. The mouthfeel of this cookie is like nothing else. It starts, you take a bite, and it is the most satisfying thing you've ever had. And only moments later, you realize you need to drink a gallon of milk because it dehydrates you so rapidly. It is an extraordinary thing. And I ate these all the time in college. I love these cookies. This was the sort of, I don't know who they were targeted to. I kind of feel like it was like suburban moms after the kids go to school kind of cookie. It was like, this was an alternative to bonbons when you're watching the Price is Right. I don't know. That's very minimizing of an entire class of human being. I regret that, but stereotypes are what they are for a reason. So I love these, and I would buy them like crazy whenever I would go to the store. I would get them, and for years I didn't eat them. And then I found them once in like 2019. I found them, and I bought them, and I fell in love all over again, Tom.
Wow.
And then they moved them in the cookie place. I was able to follow once. I found them on a new shelf. Then I found them on a shelf after that. They moved them again. I was able to follow the trail, and then they were gone. They were gone. My God. And I asked people, and they remained in the database. Well, they're in the database. Surely they'll be back. Yeah, that just shows we're out. They're in the database. Tom.
Oh, it's like the Kaiser Soze of cookies. Oh,
that's what happened. Tom, the Snackwell's Corporation is no longer. The cookie
it goes all the way to the top?
The cookie went away in 2022 forever. But
I didn't know that was an option in America.
I am a dumbass who just kept looking and asking these people who are, God love them, just trying to stock shelves. They don't know the inner workings of the Snackwell industrial complex. And yet there I am looking for this one cookie and asking every time I go in, do you have them yet?
Oh my God.
Do you have them yet? Do you have them yet? So at some point, I'm not even hungry for the cookie anymore, Tom. I'm just trying to prove I'm not losing my damn mind.
Sure.
Yeah.
You've been gaslit by Big Cookie.
I have been gaslit by Big Cookie.
Oh, no.
Okay. Let's see. Where do I go from here? I have a mind map that looks like your murder board on your wall. I mean, I could keep going with my list of grievances.
Yeah.
But mostly I worry that my problem is I can't do favors for my family. It's very hard for me to go to the grocery store to pick up stuff for a specific meal because the store is so adamantly against me. And even if I have a good list, I also have ADHD, and and my brain. That means I'm in a grocery store. I'm as impaired as I sound, which I am that impaired. I'm also incredibly impulsive, and that impulse means I'm buying things we don't need to an extensive degree.
Stuff that's like bad for you, in quotes, stuff that's like junk food, or you're just trying things out.
It could be junk food, but Tom, do you know where I am most vulnerable?
No.
Walking down any aisle that has those hanging displays coming off the shelf that's like, oh, here's a teeny tiny broom and a broom scoop.
Dustpan?
A dustpan. Broom scoop.
Broom scoop. Don't buy that.
Talking about groceries brings on a little early dementia, Tom.
Yeah.
Dustpan. There's a word for that.
Yeah. Hit it out of the park.
It's just hanging there. And I'm like, oh, man, I totally need that. I have it. It's hanging by our cat litter. I don't know if anybody uses it. I bought that. I bought that. It's a real thing, right? It's just stuff that is maybe it's like food adjacent. It's like, well, if you're eating all these chips, surely you're going to need a dustpan and tiny broom. And so I get
and a beard comb.
Right.
I like that every aisle for you is an impulse aisle.
Yeah.
Like they have those for you by the cash register, but instead you're like, dustpans, I need
it's
it.
Aisle primary.
Ma'am, where is your finest broom scoop?
So I think part of the challenge is that I struggle shopping for anyone other than fantasy me, right?
Right.
Like that's what the impulse is. So I have to adjust that. I'm trying to buy fewer potential meals and buy more actual meals, right, at the grocery store. And I need to stop. This may be the wildest adventure yet. I need to stop treating the grocery store as a place where I become a better person because it will never happen. So that's kind of where I am. How does this, I know we're going to transition into you getting the food from the store home. Let's just talk, just riff a little bit on your grocery shopping experience.
Yeah, well, there's a little boutique store that I like to go to. I may have mentioned it. It's called Ralph's. And I never liked grocery shopping. I didn't mind it. And okay, let me start over. I really like grocery shopping, yet everything you just said is 1,000% true. I don't suffer from all of those things, but the grocery store is out to get you. And my Ralph's did just do a big remodel. Yeah. And so it's just chaos in there. And somehow they made the aisles like even smaller. So now like people are just standing in the middle of aisles constantly. But I think for me, and as too many of our topics do go back to, because it's really a before times and end times, I think I really started kind of enjoying grocery stores during the
pandemic.
The pandemic. It was a thing to do when there were not things to do. Meeting friends for awkward picnics in parks and wearing masks and standing in line because they would let like 5 people in the store at a time.
Yeah.
And then buying so much because I didn't want to go back to the store again.
Yeah.
Because we were afraid. And then, hosing down your groceries and putting everything in a tub of vinegar. I don't remember what I was doing. I was insane.
Awful.
Either way. But so I just sort of became like a little activity, which is terrible. But it's still like, because and we'll talk about this, I'm a very, very targeted shopper. I know exactly what I want. And I have a list on my phone and I get it and I cross it off. So it feels adult to me. It feels like I'm just going in, getting it done, coming home, cooking it up. Yeah. And so I like that.
It sounds so mature. It's just crazy to me.
And it's super near my place, my Ralph's. Like it couldn't be more convenient. So
what was your last impulse buy? Last time you were at the store, you were like, you know what? I just want that. It wasn't on the list, but I saw that thing and I want it.
Sure. Let's see. Have you ever heard of I want to call it a sucker. That's not right. Like a fruit chew called Mambos.
I have heard of those. Yeah.
There was a Mambo Sours. And when I take Foster on his night walk, I like to have one piece of candy to suck on. Just to like liven things up a little bit. And I love sour. I don't like sweet things, but I love sour things, and not just like coated in citric acid. It needs to be like sour through and through, Pete. And I bought one of those and I put one in my mouth. And the next time I was at the store, I bought 3 more packs. Dynamite. It is a win-win. And like all candy, it did the thing where it gave me a heart attack because I finally looked. Like it looked at the back at the calories.
Yeah.
And it said like 370 calories. And I was like, but that's for like the entire pack. And there's like 13. They're like very small. So there's like 13 of them. And so that's like 370 over 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That's fine. I can do that. But yeah, I don't know why I guess maybe plenty of Americans just house an entire pack of Mambos in one sitting. For me, it's a every once in a while treat.
That
Yeah,
is
that was
incredible restraint. Incredible restraint.
Yeah.
Right here in
but that was
arm's
a good
reach in my
impulse.
closet, I bought a couple of 6-packs of these guys. That's right, original peanut butter cup, Reese's peanut butter cups. And I bought a
original.
6-pack.
Do they have a bunch of those? I'm not a big Reese's guy.
The legacy of Reese's is extraordinary.
Really?
I watch
know they
YouTube
have
videos
Reese's
about this.
Pieces.
Yeah, well, it started with the cup. The cup was first. The original cup was original size, and that is the ratio of peanut butter to chocolate is perfect, and that's that. That is the truth. That's canon. Then they got the minis.
Did they Oreo big stuff it? I bet they went too far.
There's some big stuffs. There's white chocolate. There's the little Halloween ones that you can, the little tiny bite-sized ones. And then there's of course the pieces, the Reese's Pieces.
Okay.
And right now I go through phases of my candy. Right now it's my favorite, and sometimes the impulse buy lands in the Reese's section.
Do you ever dress them up somehow like a Snackwell? Like, do you try to make Snackwell come back alive somehow? Like, do you Frankenstein your treats trying to remake the Snackwell Malamar or whatever it was of late? Devil's Food Cake book.
Oh my God.
Could you do that?
I feel like you have just offered me an enthorously new day when we're done today.
A hobby that will also be your downfall.
I thought you were going to allow me to leave as like confident adult Pete, and instead you've just reinforced I'm ferret in a flannel shirt Pete, and I am going to use ChatGPT to tell me how to make Snackwell's Devil's Food cookies. I'm going to do that today. Of course I'm going to do that today. Gee, many Christmas. How did it take so long for us to get here?
Season 11. Leek and Potato Soup by Cortu Valentine. Prep time depends on how long it takes to ruin good produce. Ignore the recipe notes, yet follow everything. Measure with a scale. Somehow still over salt, add enough pepper to weaponize the broth. Let it simmer, thicken, until you're questioning your methods. When its texture turns from soup to sponge, try to rescue it with store-bought cream. And 45 minutes later, hovering between Uber and Just Eat, plate it with a hint of regret and the admittance of defeat.
When Klondike discontinued the Choco Taco in 2022, I took that personally. I'm not even sure that I liked the Choco Taco. I hadn't eaten one in decades, but when it was gone, actually gone, I felt something. Something that, if I'm being honest, felt uncomfortably close to loss. This is insane, right? We're talking about a waffle cone shaped like a taco, filled with vanilla ice cream, dipped in chocolate and nuts. It is objectively a C+ frozen novelty item. And yet, people who study nostalgia have found it's not just pleasant reminiscence. It's a coping mechanism. People turn to nostalgic memories during periods of stress and uncertainty. Nostalgia functions as a psychological immune system. When the present feels threatening, we retreat to the past. Now, think about what was going on when the Choco Taco was discontinued. July of 2022. 2 years into the pandemic, inflation at a 40-year high, and Klondike looked at that moment and said, you know what America needs right now? Less joy. But the Choco Taco is just one casualty in what I've come to think of as the great snacking extinction. Jell-O pudding pops, Altoids sours, McDonald's fried apple pies, replaced by baked ones in 1992 because people kept burning their mouths, which McDonald's called a health decision. McDonald's was worried about your health. Sure. Here's what kills me. These products don't fail. They just stop succeeding enough. The phrase poor sales appears in every obituary of a canceled food, the corporate equivalent of thoughts and prayers. It absolves the company while blaming us, the consumer. We didn't stop making it. You stopped buying it, they're saying. But poor sales doesn't distinguish between nobody wants this and this isn't worth our time. Your memories are subject to quarterly earnings reports now. Your sense of comfort must justify itself in terms of market efficiency. Here's one that's a humdinger. The O. Henry bar was discontinued in 2019, just months short of its 100th birthday. That's the corporate equivalent of shooting a racehorse in the home stretch. Here's the truth. We don't actually want these products back. We want what they represent, the version of ourselves that existed when we ate them. Summer afternoons that stretched on forever. The feeling of being young enough that time still felt infinite. No reformulated pudding pop can give us that. So here's to the fallen, to Altoid sours and Butterfinger BBs, Snackwell's Devil's Food cookies, and whatever Muggo lunch was supposed to be. They're gone. They're not coming back. And we're right to mourn them, not because they were great, but because they were ours. And in the end, isn't that all any of us are really hungry for? Want to be a part of putting the no in nostalgia? Become a feeling friend today. You'll get a private members-only podcast feed with extended versions of every episode, member-only extras, and our full trailer archive. Basically, more show, fewer ads, and the good, weird stuff we can't always fit in public. It's $35 a year, $25 to renew, and it directly helps keep this season of All the Feelings chugging along. Head to allthefeelings.fun and join us today. And now, back to the show.
Subset 2.
Cooking for one!
Peter, you know what I'm talking about.
I'd heard rumors.
Yep. Cooking for one. Cooking for one, Pete. And this is a perfectly timed topic because just last night, this is true, I made a recipe of instant pot pork tenderloin stew, and my apartment still smells like soup. And because I live alone, I'm currently worried that I'm walking around in the world smelling like a meat man. No one has told me differently. So
maybe the world just loves you as meat man.
Potentially, maybe it is a good thing. I'm not exactly sure. But yes, so we are talking about cooking. And because this is season 11, I wanted to give those OG fans of What's That Smell? Way back. It behooves me to offer up mageirocophobia.
Wow.
The fear of cooking. That's the Greek noun mageirios, which means chef or butcher, and phobos, which is what, Pete?
God of yikes.
The Greek god of yikes. Now, I'm very lucky that I do not suffer from this. That would be really weird if I just started screaming and left the podcast. But there are parts of cooking, and mostly cooking alone, for one that do plague me. First of all, and I just want to go through them step by step. This one I want to see if you, because there's a chance I sort of created this one.
Okay.
But, okay, emotionally. At some point, I remember feeling, and I think it was, as all things are for me, during the pandemic, that there was an attempt to really empower cooking for one. Like people were cooking for one or cooking just for two people, you know. And I think maybe it was supposed to be about like either portion control or autonomy, but instead just the term for one got so big and prominent in a lot of packages. And I guess I'm mainly talking about like frozen food, you know, like all packaged meals, like for one. And it was always like, I just remember feeling like I'm seeing like healthy choice beef stroganoff for you and you only. And it's like, why are we leading into that? Pasta Alfredo for you to eat before you die alone. Does that remind you? Does that sound like anything that you remember? I remember, and maybe it was just where I was emotionally because I was living alone during the pandemic. But I just remember being like, why are we hammering? This is not doing what I think you think this is doing for me. This is making me sad.
Do you know what's interesting about that? I don't. So, as you may recognize, I don't have a lot of love for grocery stores, so I don't remember the labeling or the branding of these things.
Yeah.
But I do remember commercials during the pandemic that were highlighting people having dinner over Zoom. So it wouldn't be like a bunch of people gathered together around a table. It would be one plate. You've just made food for one, and you're like raising a glass to your parents who are on the computer screen in front of you. So I feel like that's kind of leaning into the thing. We're branding food around you making just one plate of it.
You're making just one plate.
Yeah.
Well, at least your memory has other people in it. Yeah. Mine was like, if you look at the back of the box, it's like step 1, heat up the pasta. Step 2, put it in a bowl. Step 3, find a jacket and fill it with as many heavy rocks as you can. And step 4, just walk into the sea. It's just very dystopian.
That's so sad.
It was.
I thought you were going to go like, have a bowl of pasta and find the first episode of Northern Exposure to watch again, right? Like, jeez.
Yeah, just go watch Suits, you idiot. Like whatever people did. Okay, so that's number 1 emotionally. Number 2, I guess also emotionally, we already talked about it in your segment, but I need precise directions and measurements. Yeah. Any recipe, because I look through, because I get a lot of recipes from the internet. Any recipe that has too much season to taste, if it's salt, I get it. But like season to taste or something vague like add a dollop or a medium amount, kick rocks, get out of here. Yeah. I need you to tell me exactly so I can scream, yes, chef, in my echoey.
How do I know what? How do I know what enough coriander to taste is? Nobody knows that.
Yeah, no one knows what coriander is. I checked.
Right.
Yeah. I Googled coriander and it said, huh? Do you mean colander?
0 results.
Yeah, I broke Google. They were like, try Bing. And we actually have a friend of the show that I will, just because I didn't get permission, I will let him remain nameless. But he got a recipe from a nutritionist once, and it was for a healthy tuna salad. But there was a misprint. And so a misprint in the ingredients. And he didn't know that the sheer amount of mayonnaise he was putting into the tuna was like, it was mayonnaise with a sprinkling of tuna. And I'm not making fun of it. He didn't know that it was off until he tasted it because he never cooks. That's the kind of mistake I can see myself making. That's why I need precise. I just don't have the common sense to be like, clearly they don't mean, well, to wit, the aforementioned pork tenderloin stew, it just said half a cup of red wine. And I was like, great, I can go do that. I'll just get one of those little boxes of like cooking wine or something. And I got home and I was super excited and I poured it into the measuring thing. And this wasn't red, it was white. Because I just saw the word Pinot and assumed the next word was noir and not
Pinot Gris.
It was Pinot Gris. And I was like, well, that's done. And I looked up on Google, I said, can you, for like a pork tenderloin stew, because everyone writes about everything now, can you substitute white for red? And they said, you can, but it's going to taste way different. And I was like, yeah, thanks, Googs. Take the rest of the night off, you idiot. Okay, I'm screaming.
Sometimes those substitutions are chemically curious, right? Like, can I substitute baking powder for baking soda? Well, yes, it's going to include putting like just shaving off dry lye into whatever you have, and that'll do the same thing. Well, how would you? What do you need to add to white wine to make it red? Food coloring?
That's what it is. It's the color. Because one of the things said, yes, you can use white wine, but you're going to have to change all the rest of the ingredients. Full stop. Who is this for? Why did you just? That's not. I don't know how to do. Okay, yeah, it was just it. That was the answer. Okay, great.
Yes, you can, but just go to bed.
Yeah, like why is Gordon Ramsay Googling? Like if you know how to do all these things, why is that a thing? The other thing that is very humbling for me is I can't remember anything. When it comes to basic recipe stuff, kind of like how I use what's it called, Google Maps or Waze to get around Los Angeles. I think I'm losing my sense of basic direction. The sheer amount of times I've typed in phrases like "how long boil ear corn" that I'm sure into the internet. I'm sure that I'm sure it's astonishing.
Yeah,
I'm sure someone is just like, there's like a dedicated page for me because I just can't remember and I'm too used to just looking things up. So that's not all great. That doesn't help me. I'm not becoming a better chef, a better cook, but I am cooking.
Yeah.
I like cooking and I like it in a way that it gives me anxiety, but I still like having cooked. I guess maybe that's the thing. And it does feel like one of the most adult things that I do, especially because Pete, my doctor, recently said that my cholesterol was a scotch high and suggested that I try eating more fish. And I never cook fish because I think fish were scary. And it's really easy to poison yourself because I think I was mixing up fish with chicken. I thought fish was like really dangerous. I don't know if I was thinking of blowfish. Fish is incredibly easy to make.
Yes.
And I forgot about sushi.
It takes seconds. And you forgot about sushi.
Like sushi's
you've already dropped the poke bowl experience, which was just raw fish.
And I thought that if I undercooked it, the first time I cooked fish, it was a disaster. I mean, it tasted fine because it's impossible to really ruin. I love fish now.
Yeah.
And I cook it a couple times a week. But I was so afraid I overcooked it so much my entire apartment that, let's just say, instead of a meat man, I was a fish boy for that week. But now, I make pan-seared salmon with avocado oil, and I have like a little sweet potato and like a little side salad and stuff. And that seems like a very cool adult,
grown-up meal, right?
It's a
there.
grown-up ass meal.
You might say it's like a septuagenarian meal too. Like the parents dig that meal.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Well, that's fine.
It's fine.
I was like, but I'm not old. Oh, wait, I'm legitimately.
I'm just saying you're aging into your fish era, and that's okay.
Like it. My fish era. All right, that's the first T-shirt. Aging into our fish era. That's a sticker. Okay. The hardest thing about cooking for me, other than that emotional and humbling stuff, is that all recipes are for 6 serving.
Yes.
People just decided that that's the amount. Now I can cut that in
6?
half.
I guess I would have expected it to be 4. Is 6 really? Then I don't.
On the internet, it's almost all 6 for some reason.
Okay.
Or I just go to recipesfor6.com. I should really try to maneuver around, but I really do try and practice portion control after I think I've actually told this story on the podcast, but I met with a dietitian once just because my doctor was like, "You're fine and you're losing weight, but dietitians are free. Do you want to just go talk to this person?" And I was like, yeah. And she brought out a series of different size bowls and plates to show me what the correct portion of food was. And the main one, I was like, oh no, it was so small compared to what I was used to. I was like, the bowl that she had for the entire meal, I would have assumed that's for the dipping sauces. Straight up just to dunk. And the meal is in the bucket next to it. I was so embarrassed. And so because of this, and I can cut it in half, but that's still 3 servings. Luckily, I'm the kind of person that is fine to eat things a couple nights in a row. But I always make too much food. And unfortunately, I think I get it from my father, who has anxiety about things. He's a little over worried that things spoil too fast. I don't know if he's maybe given himself food poisoning, but freezing and thawing stuff out, I don't do it very much. I'm afraid somehow that I'm going to do it wrong. And I don't know what that means. In the same way that like fish, I was going to do wrong. I just sort of have this block. And so what I do instead is I make 2 for 6 recipes, like on the same day, or one, and then that lets me go back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah, sure.
And so That's my big thing, because I want to use this adulting podcast also not to make like resolutions or promises, but I also want to give myself advice in the way of hoping to give other people that might be suffering what I'm doing advice.
Mm-hmm.
I know we're not a researching podcast, but I have one thing, because I want to feel better and get more confident about freezing and using leftovers. That's my big goal. I need to do that.
Draw the line.
The Food Network had 3 big tips, and none of them occurred. Well, one of them occurred to me. The other 2 didn't, and they're so strikingly obvious that people are probably going to turn off the podcast. But if you're me, these are going to really help. You want to hear what they are?
Desperately.
Okay. Portion your food. Ever attempted to defrost a life-size block of frozen chili? Things can get messy in one. I'm not going to read these in real time. What am I doing? What they're saying is make your little sections ahead of time. Don't just put all of it. Friend of the show, Nikki Reynolds, now Nikki Small, I'm sorry, for 19,000 years, whenever she would move from apartment to apartment, this one time she thought the way to move her books was to find the biggest box, all of her books in it at once. And we were
Makes
like,
total
that
sense.
just doesn't work. It's the same kind of thing with leftovers.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to defrost an entire thing. Make these little packages of stuff. Never occurred to me. Makes total sense. Makes total sense.
You know what they sell? You can get these they're like freezer safe. They're like giant ice cube trays. And you can put things like chili or soup, fill these ice cube trays, put them in the freezer. When you're ready to make just a bowl of soup, break out one, heat it up, put the rest back in the freezer. You have perfectly portioned bowls of soup or chili. They're incredible.
That's even better than this.
We've
next
got these
one.
things everywhere.
Well, okay, I'm definitely going to buy that. And then I'm going to team it up with number 2, use bags.
Yeah.
I put everything in these giant Tupperware nonsense things. Use bags, freeze soup, sauces, and other leftovers in resealable bags, then lay flat until frozen. And so you can just stack a whole bunch instead of, I have like half of a leg. What was I about to say? Half of a leg of lamb? I've never cooked lamb. Weird. But just have all of these things stacked up. That sounds actually kind of really fun. And so like these small soup-sized things or these little sandwich-sized bags of stuff. I love it. This is the only one that I do know, but I don't do, and I'm going to start, of course, label and date. That's one of the things I always assume I will remember when I made this. What am I thinking? I don't remember sometimes how my tub works. Like I course label and date everything, and then I can just go through them. And so I'm it's a little sad to be excited about something like this, but it feels like it's going to give me a new lease on life because I love cooking, but it is a drag sometimes to just eat the same 1 or 2 things for an entire week or a week and a half. So I want to try to embrace this stuff. And I think that makes cooking for one especially make a ton of sense.
I think that's really beautiful. I have a couple of things for you. Are you ready?
Oh, please. Please.
Right. Number 1, I live by the they're like gummy. I don't know what you call it. Silicone. They're silicone. Dustpan. Silicone. And they're the silicone. You can get different sizes. You can get little tiny ones. You can get big ones. Like if you happen to blend up some sort of a salsa or something you're making and you need just smaller ice cube, you can get the silicone ones with little tiny or great big ones for an entire bowl of soup. They're really, really great.
So this is another kind of ice tray kind of. Okay, got it.
The other is an actual appliance that I don't necessarily recommend, but it should be in your vernacular, and that is the food saver. The food saver is a vacuum sealing system. So it's like a thing sits on your counter and it has rolls. It's just a giant roll of bag, like just a whole roll of bag. And you pull a little bit out, or you push a button and it heat seals one side of the bag, and you pull it out and cut it. Then you fill it with whatever it is you want, liquid, meat, whatever you want in the bag.
Leg of lamb. Yep.
Leg of lamb could be the whole. Yeah. And then you stick just the end back in the food saver machine and hold the button down. It sucks all the air out of the bag and then seals it. So you have a vacuum sealed thing of food. It will last. Air is the enemy of preservation, right? You want to preserve your food. Yeah,
This
you
is
get
what-
air out of the mix. And that's why anytime you vacuum seal or anytime you seal something, you want to get all the air out of it. People suck on the little seal, right? And then seal it real quick. You got to get the air out of it before you put it in the freezer.
I don't do that. Okay.
Okay.
Good to know.
The next is an app that I use that we use together in the house called Mela, Mela. It is from a developer in Italy.
Oh.
It is fantastic. Let me tell you why. You go on the internet. You've heard of the internet, and you say, "Here's a recipe I want to make." Oh my God! There's like a life story in here.
Yes.
Like, oh God, can you tell me more about your farmstead chickens before you just teach me how to make this grilled cheese? Can we do that? I would love to. Wait, don't you have more chickens to tell me about?
This Caesar salad saved my marriage, and it's like, no. Yeah.
Right. Which is, I mean, I get it. SEO is what it is, but people are trying to get noticed. But the point is, often the recipes are bangers. You can send that URL to Mela. Mela's the recipe app. It gets rid of all the garbage, finds just the recipe, puts the ingredients in the ingredients place, the steps in the steps place, and if there's a picture, it'll suck the picture in too, and you can adjust portions. So once all the ingredients are in, you can say, I'm only making this for one. It will do the math for you so that you can make just enough for you.
Oh my goodness. That's a game changer.
It is
because
a game
I've
changer.
noticed
It's lovely.
in some of the online recipes that they are getting sneaky. Even when you press jump to recipe, it doesn't go to the recipe. It goes
to more homestead chickens. Yeah.
Mela, Mela. Okay.
I love Mela. We live by it. Kira is also a big fan of New York Times Cooking. The cooking app does very similar things. It's great. So I just like having, when I get lost for what am I going to eat? What do I want to eat this week? Mela has our library of all the recipes we make. And we can, heart them and schedule them. It has a little calendar. You can schedule them. It'll create a grocery list of all the things you need to make these meals. It's really sweet. So
I love it.
Yeah.
Learning.
Live to
This
serve.
is exciting. Oh, I'm
This
so
is great.
glad
This
I
is gonna
didn't
be
get a relationship.
Is
I'm
it?
going to cook for one forever. Woohoo! Goodbye, heavy coat. I'm sticking around.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode, the first of our season 11. This week's tune is Cake by Ollie Joseph. Tom, what's coming up next week?
Next week, we have a twofer. You're taking on one adulting thing, and I'm taking on one adulting thing. I am going to be talking about Zen and the art of car maintenance, except not at the Zen part. I don't know what that is. Just car maintenance. How do cars work, and as an adult, what do you have to do, and how do you best make the noise for your mechanic? Of like, when my car makes this noise, what's wrong with it? So it's going to be a real Michael Winslow.
Yeah, okay, I get that. Yeah.
How about you?
I think I've already teased it. It is my one core skill that I bring to my relationship in my home, and that is laundry.
Laundry management, car management.
Laundry.
Woo, banger.
Can't believe it. It's going to be a banger episode. What are we doing with our lives? That's it. Until then, I'm Pete Wright.
And I'm Tommy Mess III. Thank you so much for downloading. We will see you next episode, next week, on All the Feelings, Still Adult.
Everything I said, I felt the need to mention. When facts seem offensive, it's hard to ease attention. I'm just thinking out loud and think about how the vibe changed quicker than 1,000,000 miles an hour. I felt bad for whatever I said, but whatever's dead, I hope I see you never again. Could have been me in the suit, but you had your cake and you eating it too. Fuck, you never thought you'd go